Okay there, people. For my first video, this is MAK coming to you live from my kitchen in Austin, Texas. Guys, I just want to quickly go over my first video. Basically, I just want to quickly go over this full mount MMA video. I haven't watched it yet, but I was gonna give you my input and some of my breakdown on some of the stuff that we see in the video itself. I don't know how long this video is gonna go for. This is my first time attempting it off the cuff, so let's see how it goes.
Dana White made some big fight announcements last night.
First off, I'm announcing our return to New York City as UFC 322 takes place on Saturday, November 15th. The main event, UFC welterweight champion Jack Della Maddalena defends his belt for the first time when he takes on former UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev.
Okay, so all I have to say about that one is basically, yeah, we saw that one coming from a mile away. Yeah, I'm excited that it's in the books now, that we're ready to go. I'm ready for the fight. I'm ready to see it. Personally, I think in terms of the fight, the way it's gonna go, I feel like this is gonna be an interesting one, right? Because Makhachev is coming from 155 up to 170 welterweight. I still think Makhachev. I know a lot of people are comparing Bilal Muhammad and then Jack Della Maddalena to the fight with Islam Makhachev, but I don't think that's a fair comparison. Now, the reason why I say that is because with Makhachev, I think the way he can take you down, he can use a lot of like hand tricks and just a lot of he has a lot of clever ways of taking his opponents down. So I don't feel like in regards to what he's doing there with the Jack Della Maddalena fight, I feel like he has a higher chance of possibly taking down Jack. Now, if their coaches are like clever enough to find that and catch that in his like his past like fights and stuff like that, then I believe there's a possibility that they can mitigate that in the fight, hopefully. However, ooh, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, right back to it. So, however, what I was trying to say basically is I think um for right now, I think this is a 50-50 fight for me, to be honest. Um as I see it currently. Um yeah. The closer we get, I'll have a better idea of what to think.
That's the main event. Champion versus champion, Madison Square Garden.
Technically, Islam's not champion anymore, but yeah.
UFC strawweight champion Weili Zhang has accomplished all there is to accomplish at 115 pounds. So she's now going to vacate her title and move up and challenge Valentina Shevchenko for the flyweight championship in the co-main event of UFC 322. Also on.
Okay, so the previous one, I love that one. I think this is an amazing fight, Shevchenko versus Zhang. I'm curious to see. I think Shevchenko has been dropping off a little bit in her recent fights, especially when she had that like trilogy with crap, I'm forgetting her name. But yeah, with the previous champion basically. Um, Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me just look it up real quick. Is it a man? Wait, what? Okay, so I lost that completely, but Alexa Grasso, yeah. So Alexa Grasso is definitely the one that I think so. So she had that fight prior to that to Tyler Santos, or the one who was fighting in PFL, who just lost to Dakota Divcheva last year or whatever. Anyways, so that fight, I thought she possibly lost that fight. Then she has that one with Alexa Grasso. She gets caught in that one. Then she has the one that goes to like a split, basically like a what's it called, like a draw. In that one, yeah, I was a little bit biased. I like Grasso more, to be honest. So I thought Shevchenko did lose that one, but looking back at it, Shevchenko definitely won. Um, but yeah, anyway, she won the third one anyway, so it's fine. With Zhang, I think that last one against who she fought last was pretty amazing. I'm losing these people. Oh, Tatiana Suarez. Okay, yes, Tatiana Suarez, the last one that she fought. I think that was back in like February. with that fight, I was pretty shocked. I thought she was gonna lose that fight, to be honest with you. I thought Tatiana was really gonna take care of her there. So I was a bit fascinated to see that was not the case. I thought she looked pretty really like I thought she looked awesome. I thought she looked phenomenal. Honestly, really phenomenal in that fight itself. So that was a really interesting fight to see. Okay, let's get to the next one. I think it's the Prates
of UFC 322. Also on the card.
Okay, so this one, Edward versus Prates. Okay, so Prates just had that really good fight against Jeff Neal. He had that spinning back elbow, sorry. It kind of looked like a spinning back fist, but it was a bit spinning back elbow right at the end. Honestly, I thought he looked good in that fight, especially towards the second half. Personally, I felt like Edwards, like, even before he won the championship, I felt like he wasn't that fighter that had that type of dog in him. I felt like he was always trying to like just move outside the skirt. Good footwork obviously. But with that being said, this is gonna be an interesting one. I think Luke Thomas kind of said something similar to this, but what I think is gonna be interesting to see is Leon Edwards, you know, still a part of that like upper echelon of the welterweight division, or is Carlos Prates just that good? And I think with the fighting nerds, the way they've been going and the way they've been doing, I know he has one loss to Ian Gary, but I don't know. I think Edwards might lose to Ian Gary. I think Prates for sure could win that fight though against Edwards. So especially with the end part at the end of the fight with Ian Gary, the way he was he almost had him out there. I think he could have pushed it a little bit harder and he could have got him out. Let's see what's next.
UFC 322, former champion Leon Edwards returns to take on everybody's favorite number 9 ranked Carlos Prates.
He's honestly so much fun to watch, by the way. Especially after the fight after he won, smoking a cigarette at the press conference. Dana White came in and said, "Who the fuck is smoking?" It was amazing. It was amazing.
This is an absolute beast. He's got 5 wins in the UFC and 5 knockouts. So UFC 322. Do not miss this one, November 15th at Madison Square Garden. I also want to update you on 321 in Abu Dhabi on October 25th, which will be headlined by the undisputed UFC heavyweight championship between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane.
Okay, I have a lot to say about Aspinall. Ciryl Gane, I feel like he lost the last fight against what's that big guy's name again? 1 second. Jesus Christ, I keep forgetting people's name. Okay, I think it's just because I'm like a little bit nervous because it's my first video, but real quick. So Alexander Volkov was his last opponent, basically. Now that fight, I thought Alexander won. I thought Volkov looks really good in the last 2 fights, to be honest. Very impressed. It's actually really fun to watch him because, it's funny, like 2-3 years ago, I would watch him and I would just be like, oh, wow, interesting. Okay, yeah. I didn't think he was that impressive, and I just thought he had, like, such a massive presence that, like, he would be more impressive, so I was just a little bit, like, I thought he left a little bit to be desired in his performances prior to that, and then he just, oh man, the one against that Pavlovich, whoo, beautiful, freaking awesome, love that fight. Okay, that was my bad.
On another champ.
Okay, so that whole shit with John Jones and Aspinall, yeah, all I have to say is John Jones was ducking him.
Championship fight for you, as I mentioned just a second ago. Weili Zhang is vacating her title, so there will be a new UFC strawweight champion in Abu Dhabi as number 1 ranked contender, Verna Jandiroba.
Okay, so Jandiroba, I didn't really pay too much attention to until like quite recently. I think her last 2 or 3 fights, I started to notice her a little bit more. Obviously Mackenzie Dern, she's a looker, so definitely paid attention to her from day one. Even if I did see this fight, I don't remember it, to be honest. However, I think this is going to be a fascinating matchup. And it'd be interesting to see how they do against each other. Let me just quickly check something real quick.
Takes on number 5.
Oops. Okay, so let's take a quick look here. So it says basically she is 22 wins, 3 losses, 37 of age. That's actually quite fascinating. Women can go up quite up in the age. Okay, so basically, October 25th. Okay, so I know that's the fight coming up, but I wanted to see her loss to Mackenzie Dern. Okay, so it's right here. Okay, so it's a decision loss, unanimous decision. Jason Hersor was the ref. It was a 3-round fight, 5 minutes each round. December 12th, 2020. Fascinating. Okay. I probably did watch this fight, to be fair. Interesting. So, I wonder what Mackenzie Dern, his record is like. This is actually quite fascinating to see how many. Ooh, PFL. I'm just looking at all these different organizations here it's quite fascinating. All right, so yeah, she's on a massive 5-fight win streak right here. Okay, so let's see if we could just look at Mackenzie Dern's. Ooh, oh, I like the way this works. Okay, so she's got 15 wins, 5 losses. Jesus Christ. Okay, 5'4", 32. I think she's at a better age, personally. She got 1 KO, 8 submissions, 7 decisions, 4 decision losses. Oh, okay, sorry. 1 KO loss, my bad. I wasn't reading that correctly. I should probably look at the previous one to clarify that. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, so she's got 2-fight win streak. I know everyone talks about them trying to like put her up in the rank in the title contention, but honestly, if she wins the title, I mean everyone's gonna love it. So I think it'd be pretty awesome. And then if the other one wins, then I think that'd be pretty awesome as well, just for her, on a personal level for her. But the promotion, I don't know too much how it would go. Okay, so let's go back to where we were.
5 ranked Mackenzie Dern. This is a very high-level fight between 2 of the best grapplers in the division. Also being added to UFC 321, 2 of the best bantamweights.
Yeah, this is interesting. So earlier today, I watched the Mo and what's the Javier Mendez his podcast, and it was interesting to like hear what Javier had to say about Nurmagomedov and Batista. With Batista, I like him. I like the way he looked in his last fight. I thought it was pretty impressive. I get I just didn't find that Jose Aldo fight any fun at all to watch. So completely get everybody there. But yeah, the last fight I thought was pretty awesome. Although like to be fair, his opponent didn't really show up. I forgot his name now, but yeah, I'm forgetting everybody's name all of a sudden. But yeah, he didn't really show up. Anyways, at the tip of my tongue. But regardless, I thought it was interesting to hear what Javier Mendez had to say. So basically, they're not going to underestimate him. Personally, I think I'd give right now I'd give 70% to Nurmagomedov and 30% to Batista. But I think closer to the fight that might change. It's gonna be fascinating to see what happens there.
Number 2 ranked Umar Nurmagomedov takes on Mario Batista, who is
yeah, Batista's on an 8-fight win streak. I think he's about to say that, by the way.
Ranked number 8. He's been grinding his way up in the rankings, and it's going to be a fun one too. Rounding out the main card for UFC.
So yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be my video for today, guys. I'm gonna just wrap it here. I'm gonna go through that much for now. Just basically, Dana White's new announcements video, and some of the new matchups, and we'll keep it there. Thank you. Hope everyone has a good one. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to see anything particular that you want me to touch on, I'm just gonna take it day by day, start it from there, and we'll see where we end up. Yeah, no professional editing at the moment, no professional thumbnails yet. I might try and do a thumbnail, this one I'm not too sure yet. It's to be determined, but all right, thank you so much for watching. Thank you.